Democratic candidate for Attorney General Andrea Campbell is our guest this morning. Let's go on the record. She came out on top despite a spending blitz by her opponent to secure the Democratic candidacy. So now her attention turns to taking on Republican Jay McMahon to become the first black woman to hold the state's top law enforcement post. Let's go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Welcome to LTR, everyone. I'm Ed Harding, along with News Center 5's political reporter Janet Wu. It's great to have you with us this morning, and we're pleased to have Andrea Campbell in the chair this morning. She is the Democratic candidate for Attorney General, former city councilor. She served District 4 for 3 terms after being elected in 2015. She ran for mayor of Boston in 2021, finished third in the primary. Now her sights are set on being the first black woman to serve as AG. It's great to have you with us, and congratulations on the first round, but
thank you.
Not
round
done yet.
2.
Right.
Absolutely.
Not
Thanks
done
for
yet.
having me.
Absolutely, congratulations. It was not an easy race, I know, but you're now only one step away from being elected Attorney General. One immediate problem that is facing Massachusetts right now is the migrants flown into the small island of Martha's Vineyard just this past week, and they were sent there by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. If you were Attorney General right now, how would you handle this?
Well, one, the way we're doing it right now. I'm so proud of not only being from Massachusetts and living in Massachusetts, it's a bipartisan response, local electeds, nonprofit organizations, our current governor, current attorney general, working all in partnership to make sure it's a compassionate response, to make sure people have shelter, housing, and of course, if they're eligible for different pathways to citizenship, that happens too. And so all the things that they're doing now, an AG's office would support that. And also at the national level. I know our current AG is talking to AGs in other states who are also dealing with this, and I'm really proud of what we're doing here in Massachusetts.
Would you encourage other Republican governors to send more of the migrants that are infiltrating their states here to Massachusetts?
I would encourage other Republican governors to lead with a sense of empathy and compassion. At the end of the day, mostly folks who are coming here, of course, they are in need of different things. But this is what this country was built upon, immigrants. And I think folks forget that. And I think this is an opportunity for Democrats to frankly hone in on that message of what compassionate leadership looks like. The fact that we have values that center equity, center humanity, which is in stark contrast to what we're seeing from Republican governors. And I do think an investigation should be conducted by the federal U.S. attorney.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Would you do it yourself?
Well, I think given
here at Massachusetts, within the Massachusetts
Well,
borders?
I know our current attorney general is talking to other AGs, but I do think Merrick Garland should be looking into whether there are criminal or civil liabilities here.
It is being labeled a political gesture by those who, Ron DeSantis making a political statement. This is what he's doing it for, not for compassion, not to make sure that people have a place to be. It's being presented as a political statement. Do you have any position on that? In other words, people being used as political pawns, I guess, is the question I'm coming with.
That's exactly what this is. It's a political stunt, and it is designed to feed to a certain base in order to rile them up, maybe for a run in the future that he is thinking about. And I think this is an opportunity for Democrats to do what they always have been doing, leading the way at the federal level, of course, working on creating pathways to citizenship, and most importantly, treating people with a sense of compassion and dignity. And I'm really proud that we're doing this in Massachusetts and that we're doing it in a bipartisan way, which is really significant. And again, Massachusetts continues to lead.
There is a ballot question on this November's ballot that would basically prevent the state from giving driver's license for non-residents, or I should say immigrants that are undocumented. Do you think what's happening on Martha's Vineyard is going to affect that question and the results of that question?
I hope it affects it in a positive way. I hope folks get out and vote yes on 4. This is a critical issue. This is an economic issue. We don't need additional reports to talk about if you give folks access to a driver's license and they buy insurance and other things, that protects all of us. In addition to that, I've had some really painful conversations with folks who have lost loved ones in car accidents. You're grieving, and then you have to go through the process of trying to identify who killed or harmed your loved one. This is a way for those folks to makes it easier for them to get some sense of justice and accountability. It makes sense.
Next item, I want to talk about the primary you just went through. It was a hard-fought primary campaign on the streets, on the air, here on Channel 5. There were regularly ads for your opponent, Shannon Liss Reardon, primarily, and you, that were on the air significantly well. So many believe that your magic potion was Maura Healey. First of all, is that fair to say that? Is there light between the two of you?
So obviously, extremely proud to have had and continue to have, of course, the endorsement of our current AG in this race. And it is significant. She exercised tremendous political courage to stand with me and out there pushing folks to vote and to, of course, support me. But this was a grassroots people power campaign. So the victory belongs to the people. We got out there and we worked. I didn't take anything or anyone for granted. We crisscrossed this state numerous times. People mobilized, they phone banked, they invested in my candidacy with their hard-earned money. And so I'm really proud of the people-powered grassroots campaign we built, and we're going to continue to work really hard, not taking anything or anyone for granted as we work hard to cross the finish line in November.
And where would you go that she has not gone? I mean, would you follow basically the same path that she's carved out, or would you go and dig into issues that perhaps that she has not been involved in?
I'm assuming current Attorney General Maura Healey?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I've made distinctions along the way. I would focus on issues of criminal legal reform. Most folks who know my personal story know my biological parents are deceased. My twin brother is deceased. Most of that connected to our prison system. I think it's a set of issues that have never really been prioritized. And these aren't issues that just affect communities of color. As we criminalize drug abuse or the opioid crisis or mental health, it affects all types of communities. But in addition to that, focusing on economic prosperity and making sure that wealth gets into our gateway communities, gets into our rural communities, and then mental health. We've had an epidemic in this country and in the state for decades. We really need to center mental health, especially in the context of young people.
You're a big supporter of charter schools, as we all know from the campaign. As a result, many unions, like the teachers union, endorsed your opponent, and who was a labor attorney. In Massachusetts, it's hard to, I think, lead or to get a lot of things done without union backing. How do you repair that relationship?
I don't know that it was ever actually broken.
Okay.
I actually was just on with the teachers union, or one leader from the teachers union yesterday. I was just at AFL-CIO. They've endorsed me in the race, which is a big deal. And so speaking to all of the affiliates and organizations that represent hardworking people, and I'm really proud of that. For me, it's about looking ahead and doing the work in partnership. And I will say I'm really proud of those unions that also supported me along the way. Laborers Local 175, SEIU, and the various SEIU 1199, 888, there's so many, you can't name them all, who really stepped up as well. So this is an opportunity to bring people together and to say that we have work to do in this Commonwealth to really make sure the AG's office helps families.